The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey everyone, Dan De Silva here, and welcome to today's workshop. So let me just kind of turn on my camera over here. And yeah, so welcome everybody. Give it a sec as we get ready to get going. Let me just turn off my stove, the timer, to get this workshop started. Give me 1 second. Cool. New timer. So I started doing this little new thing over here where I set a timer on my stove to annoy me throughout the entire day. Cause yeah, my phone just wasn't cutting it anymore. I get so many notifications on it. But welcome. Can you guys see my screen and hear my mic? Give me a 1 if you can, or see my face rather. You can see my face and whatnot. So cool. So as you know, we have a few people that are with us here today. Well, we have a lot of people that are here with us today. But more so, we have a coach that we have today that I'm really proud to say that we got into the academy. And yeah, he's actually signing on right now. He's just getting his mic ready. But his name is Ben. And for those of you who don't know who Ben is somebody that I truly do believe is one of the next up-and-coming Ezra Firestones. He's somebody who's going to just absolutely take over the e-com world by storm. And I'm going to make sure he gets the spotlight he rightfully deserves, because of the fact that some of his stores, I mean, literally, I've seen him take a brand new store go from $0 to like $60,000 in a week. And he's somebody who does this religiously. He can set up a store, go out there, and just start seeing results like this. And I find it always amazing how insane and how much, actual power he has behind his methods. But more so, what he's going to be teaching is kind of laying out everything in his exact process to getting everything started. All right. So let's see over here. As you guys can tell, I'm hungry. I told him I'm going to go get some food during this at the grocery store while he's teaching, and then I'll be signing back on. Alrighty. So let's see here. Okay, perfect. Let's see what we have over here. All right, I'm just going to contact him to see when he's signing out. So you guys can see my screen, right? Give me a 5 if you're paying attention, and you can see my screen. All right, let's just see over here. All right, cool. So I see a lot of people paying attention. Great. So yes, this is going to be recorded and put into the members area. Do not worry. I see some people asking, Dan, is this going to be in the members area? Yes, it'll be in the members area. Again, it's 100% training over here. There's nothing to pitch or anything to buy, anything like that. All right, because I can see some people asking already. Alrighty. Cool. So again, I'm just waiting for Ben over here. I know he's connecting right now. Let's just see. Saying ETA, people waiting for you. I think he's signing on because I know he said he's coming, getting his stuff set up. So I got a question here. Sam asked, Dan, I'm brand new. What do I have to do to get the speed fast? That's exactly, I think, something Ben is going to be perfect for you, Sam. Literally, it's somebody who I always recommend when trying to learn stuff fast from and trying to really fast pace yourself. Really, 2 people in particular. It would have to be Dan Buchan and Ben Malol. So Ben obviously is here. Dan is actually coming in next month, I think, as long as he kind of, hopefully takes my deal. The deal that I'll try to broker with him. So, alrighty. All right. Perfect. Hey Ben, I can see you're connected. Just letting you know that we are currently live and people can hear us. So guys, I see Ben is actually signed on right now. I can only imagine he's getting his computer set up. So there's that. All right, cool. I see he just plugged in. His mic and everything. Cool, no worries. You're good to talk. You can just unmute yourself whenever, Ben, and I will, whenever you tell me you're ready, I'll just pass the screen over to you. Yeah.
Hey Dan, how's it going?
Good, you? How about you?
I'm great. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Am I clear enough?
Yep. Guys, can you give me a 1, please, if everybody can hear Ben as well and it's loud, clear through your speakers? Let's just see. Cool. Yeah, so people can hear you. You're good to go. Just give me a mic check again one more time, just so.
Okay. Can you hear me? Everything's
Right.
good?
Guys, give me a 1 in the chat box if you all can hear Ben, so we can continue and get on with this session of awesomeness. Let's see. One. All right, cool. People can hear you. So I'm going to toss over the screen to you. Is that cool?
Yeah, you can do that.
All right, perfect. And it's all yours, guys. Enjoy, learn a lot.
Awesome. Okay, 1 second. Main screen. Let's go. Okay. So hey guys, it's Ben Malal, and I'm sure Dan already presented me, so I'm not going to go too much into that. But what we're actually going to go through in this workshop and the next few workshops that I'm gonna do is something that I've used myself, and it's given me tremendous results and dozens of success stories. It's basically my $0 to $100,000 e-com blueprint, and it's something that I've been doing for over a year now. And every time I reach a certain number, I just use this system again and again. It's something that I really believe that anybody can do, even if they're beginners, intermediate, advanced. Because once you know something and once you already build something and you know how you did it, I'm pretty sure that you can do it again, especially in today's world where everyone is transitioning into e-com. Macy's are closing down stores. It's insane the amount of potential that can be done from e-commerce, and I'm sure you know that. And for those of you that have just begun and just got into it, it's a great timing. It's really an amazing timing because this is the time to really take advantage of that and to start making a lot of money. Now, what I want to go over basically in these 3 workshops is, first of all, the first one, which this is we're going to go over today, is setting up the foundation on the highest level. Now, what do I mean by that is I don't want to get any traffic into my store. I don't want to start marketing anything. I don't want to do any ads, anything until my store is, I'm proud of my store. My friends are proud of my store. Anybody that I ask about my store, they give me a thumbs up. Because I don't want anything to be the bottleneck other than the advertising and all of that other things, because the store, in my opinion, is one of the most important things. When you're actually setting up the foundation, when actually everything is set up correctly, the pages are set up correctly, the designs are set up correctly, the apps are set up correctly, when you're bringing in those customers, when you're bringing in that traffic, the only thing that you need to worry about is not the actual store, but the people, the kind of audience that you're bringing in and the advertising. That's why it's extremely important for me, and it should be for you, to really invest a good amount of time in setting up that foundation. Okay, that's extremely, extremely important. We don't want to half-assed. We don't want to have a half product. We want to really, really build it on the highest level. So that's what we're going to go over today. Then we're going to go over in the next workshop, it's niche and product research, because after we actually build up our store in a very, very high level, we can go into finding a niche, really finding those potential passionate niches and those potential buyers, and finding those products that we really, really think and see and have that intention of people really buying it. Then we're going to go into the Facebook advertising, and that's where the fun really begins, because that's where we're going to actually put money in and send out those products and start getting money, getting traffic, and finally seeing results from all the hard work that we have done. So that's the overview of the workshops that you're going to go over with me. So let's begin, guys. Now, setting up the foundation on the highest level now, that means a lot of things. So the first thing that I want you to understand is a question that is one of the most strongest questions out there, the one that I literally get asked, I think, about 5 times a day, and that is, should I open a niche store or should I open a general store? Now, I know that some of you already have your store set up. I know that some of you already have a niche store, some of you already have a general store, but I really, really want to sharpen it up for a lot of you. Even if you think that you know these things, it's really important for me that you listen, because I'm pretty sure you're going to learn something new. You might transition to something that you've been working on a long time, and you think that it has potential, but now I'm going to open your eyes and show you that it doesn't really have that much potential. So first of all, what should you open, a niche or a general store when you begin? Now, let me explain something. A niche store is a store that already knows its buyers, that already sees the potential, that can already know that people are going to buy stuff. So if you already have a product that you manufactured, if you already have a brand, if you already have this amazing idea for a product, then a niche store might be the way to go. Okay, so if you already have that thing that you already, let's say if it's a family business or whatever it is, if it's a product that you have in mind and you're manufacturing now, if it's a nice brandable product, that will go into a niche store. But, and there's a big but here, even me, I don't go into a niche store until I'm 150% certain that has potential, that is going to make me money. And there's only a few ways to really check that. It's either to see if the market has a lot of potential, if the market has a lot of sales, which you can go and do your research, but the highest level to do that is to see sales in front of your eyes, is to actually make money from that niche. To make money from that niche will prove to you that niche is successful. That is why I always begin with a general store. This is the first thing that you should have. This is the first thing that I recommend everybody to have. This is the first thing that I have, and I'm still making a lot of my money from my general stores. Now, why do I want a general store? A general store is actually a testing ground. That's where I'm going to try all of the products, all of the niches. That's where I'm going to do my research. I'm going to do the research on the niches. I'm going to do my research on the products, and I'm going to test it there. I'm not going to jump to conclusions. I'm not going to decide that this niche works, this product works. Let's invest 2 days of our life and open a niche store on that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to invest time and then open a general store. I'm going to use that general store to test out products, to test out niches. I'm literally testing about dozens of products a day on a general store. Only when I get 1,000 sales, you heard right, 1,000 sales on a niche, then I say, okay, this niche has potential, let's open a niche store. But until I reach that number, I'm not going to open a niche store. I'm going to open I'm going to use that general store. I'm going to test. I'm going to keep testing. And it doesn't matter if you have 3 niches in that general store or 40 niches in that general store. Okay, don't think that because it's a general store and it has like a lot of random items that people are just going to be confused and they're going to be like, they're not going to trust the store and they won't buy. That's not true. Think of yourself as Walmart. Think of yourself as Target. Think of yourself as a sale website, a discount website. Think of yourself as a website that offers special discounts on certain products. Think of yourself as a wholesaler. Okay, people see that stuff. You're not bringing anything new to the market. Now, using that general store, you're going to test a lot of products. You're going to see the potential. Okay, so that's why, if you're new, I really recommend doing a general store. If you already opened a general store, excellent. If you have a niche store currently, you should continue in that niche store only if you really see potential in that niche and only if you already saw sales and you're really, really 100% certain. But if you're only beginning, a general store, that's the way to go. Now, you want to configure the right settings. Now, I really want to go over my shoulder here and do that with you guys because this is something that a lot of people have mistakes on, and then it really screws them up in the long term, and they don't even know that. They don't even know that sometimes because some setting wasn't configured right and they lost a lot of money. So we're going to go over that right now. And I'm going to I actually opened a dummy store just so you guys can actually go over here and I can show you exactly what I do and how I do it. Now, I'm not going to explain the dashboard because I'm pretty sure everybody here knows already what orders is, what products is, what customers is. So what I'm only going to do is I'm just going to go over the settings, and this way I really want you to make sure that your settings are in the highest level. Now the themes, we're gonna go to that in a second. But first of all, we're gonna go, one second, let me check. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna go into domains. Now, of course, I'm pretty sure you already have a domain. If you haven't, you want to have a domain. It's a lot more professional, and you want to redirect all the traffic to www dot. You don't want to redirect traffic to the URL without the www dot. Why is that? Because sometimes when people go in without typing the www dot, it redirects them to an error page. I've noticed that a lot, so you want to redirect it to the www dot. Okay, so make sure you have that. As well, if you don't have an email associated with your domain, what you can do with Shopify is you can go here and click that that domain, and you can actually create these custom emails. Now, what this actually lets you do is that if somebody sends an email to these emails, it will actually forward that to this email. This email, of course, is my real email that I use. Now, I don't want people to see that I have a Ninja Deals ecom@gmail.com. I want them to see a professional email. That's why I create these email forwardings here, support@ninjadeals.com, sales@ninjadeals.net, sales@ninjadeals.net, and on my pages, if they want to contact me, I show them this email. Now, the reason for that is just to make it look professional, much more professional. You can do that on any Shopify store if you bought your domain through Shopify. If you didn't buy your domain through Shopify, then you might have to go to your host and do that manually. Now we're going to go to preferences. Now, of course, preferences, homepage, title, and the description. Very, very simple things. This is just so you appear on Google, and it's not like something that doesn't look professional. If somebody searches for you, they get the right information. You really want to go over these things and make sure that everything is configured correctly. Because like I said, I really want it to be on the highest level. I want the foundation to be set up, so when you start getting traffic, when you start spending money on your store, there's no bottlenecks. Google Analytics, of course, you want to have Google Analytics installed into your store as well. This is very simple. I don't feel like I need to go over this. You just go and open a Google Analytics account and install the tracking code here. Of course, this is to track a lot of things, and this is to use in future scaling, seeing where people are coming from, seeing the percentage of desktop, seeing the percentage on mobile. Excuse me while I take some water. Okay, now the Facebook Pixel. I don't know how many of you have put your Facebook Pixel ID here, but you don't want to do that. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have done that, but you don't want to do that, especially not now. Shopify has actually integrated this feature about, I think, a few months ago, like 2 or 3 months ago. Now, you don't want to actually use that because it has some flaws. It doesn't really work the best that it can, and I noticed that I lose a good percentage of tracking and optimization when I put it here. Of course, you can use it and you're going to see results. But like I said, I'm a perfectionist and I want to do it on the highest level. So I'm not going to put my pixel here. I'm going to show you in a second how I actually install my pixel. But if you're actually already installed it here, then you want to really listen and see how you can do it in a better way. Because the Facebook pixel, believe it or not, is one of the most important things when doing advertising. This is how we're going to know what makes us money, what doesn't make us money, and how we're actually going to optimize for these certain actions, for our purchase, for our to cut, for our view content. So if the pixel isn't installed in the highest level, I'm really sure that you're losing so much money you can't even comprehend how much this is important. So this is the number one thing that you want to focus on, the Facebook pixel. Storefront password, not important. We're going to go to settings. We're going to go over the apps as well in a second. So general, of course, store name, you want to have the store name. Account email, again, this is the email that I had, and this is the customer email. This is the email that I configured before in the domains, if you remember, support@ninjadeals.com. Now, I didn't create this email. Okay, this is just how the customer will see it if I send them an email. Here you want to put the name of your business, of course, address. I'm sure you know that. Now, the time zone, even though I'm not in the United States, I like to put the USA time zone. Now, the reason for that is because I'm targeting the United States, and it's much more comfortable for me to calculate, to really do all my calculations for revenue and costs and all of that when my timing is involved, is the same timing of the people that I'm selling to. As well, in my ad account, I have the time zone of the United States. So it's much more comfortable for me, basically, to see where the sales are. So if the sales are coming from the United States, I really see what I can improve and how can I improve it depending on the time. Even though I'm not in the United States, same thing, same explanation for United States dollars, because we are targeting the USA. Here, this doesn't really matter if it's pounds or kilograms. Payments, of course, this is you want to, wherever you are, you want to use your own payment gateway. And I recommend to always use PayPal no matter what, because PayPal is one of the most important payment gateways. A lot of people, you're really going to lose about 30% of your conversions if you don't use PayPal, because PayPal is people trust PayPal, so you always want to use PayPal. And payment gateways, of course, United States citizens, Canada citizens can use Shopify payments. You have Stripe. If you're outside of all of that, I know to check out for people outside of the US and Canada, use that, and they have a lot of good reviews on that. Of course, you want to set that to automatically, and that's the default anyway. And we're going to move on to checkout. Now, here, I'm actually going to set, some people like to set it on disabled, some people like to set it on required. I like to set it on optional to give the customer the chance to actually open an account. That just makes them more involved in the process of the purchase. It doesn't mean that they have to open an account. It doesn't mean that it's going to interrupt them in their purchase. It actually only appears when they buy the product. So it's just like another thing that makes them more committed to your brand, more committed to your store. Here you want to require last name only. Require, it's not really a big deal, because anyway you're going to mostly get first and last. Company name, optional. Address name to optional. Phone number, I require that. I used to only put optional, but now I require phone number, because a lot of the time when I ship a product and the phone number isn't there, when like my suppliers ship a product and they don't have a phone number, they sometimes do a lot of mistakes. So you want to really make sure that they put their phone number. Use the shipping address, as this just saves them time. So when they put the billing address, it automatically gives them the shipping address. Now, this is extremely important. If the default here is customer does not agree, you want to set it up to the customer agrees, because you want them to automatically agree to receive your promotional emails. If they do not agree to receive your promotional emails, a lot of customers, a lot of people that bought from you, are going to have a really hard time getting back to them, because they automatically, by default, didn't agree to receive your emails. So you want to make them by default agree to receive your emails. Now, after an order has been paid, of course, do not automatically fulfill anything. Now, additional scripts. I know some of you must have put here the checkout for the pixel. If you're gonna install the pixel like what I'm gonna tell you now, you want to erase whatever you have here, because that's gonna give you double fires. So you don't want to have anything on additional scripts. Of course, if you have any other tracking other than Facebook, then I'm sure here on the refund policies, privacy policies, and terms of service, you already generated your policies. Next, we're going to move on to shipping. Now, this is really, really important, because this is actually literally how I do my shipping and the blueprint that I use for my products. Now, you have here zero pound, which is $3.95, and then you have pound, which is $7.95, and $12.95. Now, the reason for this, first of all, I'm going to explain to you, if you haven't understood how it works until now, is that you decide how much the shipping of the product costs depending on the weight of the product. Of course, the weight, you decide the weight. It can be a chair, and you can decide that it's 0 pound. It doesn't matter what the actual weight of the product. It only matters that it's synchronized with Shopify. So, if I want a product to be $3.95, I'll give the product the weight of 0. Now, all of these weights are actually configured for free plus shipping. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are now kind of asking yourself, wait, free plus shipping? I thought that was 2015. I thought people don't do that anymore. I'm going to come and tell you that, yes, I still do free plus shipping, and yes, people still do free plus shipping, but not the same module that you might have remembered or might have used yourself. We're not going to have a store which has dozens of products that are free plus shipping. We don't want to do that. That's untrustworthy. That just doesn't look good. It's not a real business. The reason I do free plus shipping is only when I want to create a tripwire, only when I want to create a special offer, something that's really, really special. Okay, so about 95% of my products are going to be retail, but I'm going to have a few products that are free plus shipping. And I'm going to tell you exactly when do I do free plus shipping and when I don't do free plus shipping. But it's really important that you don't neglect free plus shipping because it's amazing. It gives you really cheap clicks, and if done correctly, it can be extreme. It can work really, really well. Even Anthony Robbins, I've seen him do free plus shipping. So many people still do free plus shipping. There's no reason for us not to do free plus shipping. Now, the reason for this is that we're going to assign the weight of 1 for products that are free, and that's actually going to charge them $7.95 on shipping. Now, when we actually assign the weight of 1 to a product, it automatically will give that $7.95. But if they take, for example, a few free plus shipping products, that's going to add up. So we have to create the right shipping weights for each one of the products. So what do I mean by that? So if, for example, somebody takes 1 product, the weight of his cart will be 1 pound. But if somebody takes 3 products, the weight of his cart will be 3 pounds. So we don't want people to take 3 free plus shipping items and pay only $7.95. They need to pay more money because it's more free plus shipping items. They're not paying anything for the product, they're only paying for the shipping. So the more products they take, the more they should spend. Now, the reason the regular retail product is 0 is that doesn't matter how many retail products they're going to take, they're not going to pay more shipping. They're still going to pay $3.95. But the more free plus shipping items they're going to take, the more money they're going to actually spend. So I basically like to do this until 10, because usually people don't try to buy more than 10. And I always start with $7.95. And I jump from $7.95 by 5s each pound. So $7.95, $12.95, $17.95, and so on and so on and so on. Now, something that I wanted to go over as well is should you do should you do free shipping, or should you have shipping and actually charge people shipping on your store? Because that's another question that comes up a lot. Now, I always like to charge shipping, and whoever is charging free shipping, I strongly recommend you to charge shipping on your product, unless your product has a high ticket value of over about $50, over about $50. If that's the prices of your products, then you can go and do free shipping. But most of my stores, 99% of my stores, and what I've done until now is always I charge people on shipping. Now, the reason I do this is because this is like a little upsell. If you think about it, somebody goes into your store. Now, they don't know they need to pay shipping. There's nothing on the website that tells them, oh, there's a shipping price after the checkout. They only know that they have to pay shipping after they've gone through the checkout process. So let's say they go into your store, they see this amazing shirt for $15. Oh, cool, it's $15. That's what they think. Now, nobody told them it's free shipping. Nobody told them they have to pay shipping. But they accept to buy the shirt for $15. So they'll add it to cart and they'll move on to the checkout process. They'll fill out all their information, which is going to take them at least 2-3 minutes, sometimes even more. And then at the very end, they're going to notice a $3.95 shipping price. Now, a lot of people will be ready for that because they know that sometimes you have to pay shipping. A lot of people won't be ready for that because now they thought it was free shipping. But because they actually went through that process of accepting to pay that $15, and they actually went through that process of putting all that information, they'll usually be like, okay, $3.95, I'll do that, just because they already went through the process. So if, for example, you're having products in your store that are $20 and they're free shipping, I guarantee you that if you reduce the cost of the product to $16 and charge $3.95 on shipping, you'll have more conversions. You're going to make the same amount of money. Sorry, not going to make the same amount of money. The customer is going to spend the same amount of money because $16 and another $3.95 is $20. You're going to have more conversions because it's easier for a customer to buy a $16 product and then pay $3.95 than for the customer to buy a $20 product without paying shipping. It just looks better in the customer's eyes. And we're going to move on. Now, you want to do that, and you want to do that for the rest of the world as well. Okay, I didn't do that here, but you want to do that as well. Same process. And then we're going to move on. Okay, taxes, of course, this everyone on its own. Notifications, not important, not important, not important. Accounts. Yeah, okay, so we're actually done with the configurations. The next step that we want to take, the next thing, is actually the theme, design, logo. Now this is really, really, really important. This is actually how your website would look to people. This is how people are going to perceive your website, if they're going to compare it to a garbage website or they're going to compare it to a very high quality website. Now I'm not going to tell you to go and invest on a theme for $100, $150. But you want to have a nice organized theme, nice organized design. You want the website to really, really look good. Okay, you want to make it that it's that when people go into your website, they're like, oh, like nothing shady pops up into their head. There's no random bugs. There's so many websites that I see today with just random bugs that I'm so sure that it reduces their conversion. That it's so sad because they can fix it so easily, but they don't. They don't know how much it affects it. So you wanna really make the theme look good. Now the most important thing in a theme is that it looks good on mobile. Because believe it or not, I'm sure some of you know this, but 90%, about 90%, 80 to 90% of your traffic comes from mobile. Especially when you're advertising on Facebook, because what can we do? People that are on Facebook are usually on their phone. So you got to understand that how your website looks on desktop, if you're advertising on Facebook, how your website looks on desktop is less important. Is a lot less important than how it looks on mobile, because mobile is how your website is going to look to people. Now, I'm going to see if I can give you an example on this website. It's not really complete because, again, like I said, it's kind of a dummy website. But I can here. I want to show you. If I'm going to go and show you how it looks on mobile. So yeah, this isn't the website isn't complete, but I really like how the product page looks. This is an example of a really good product page. Okay, where the image is big, where the add to cart button is big and is a different color from the rest of the website. The description looks good, different colors, makes it more user friendly. Call to action: click out to add to cart to get yours. Just a more professional way on actually showcasing your product and more optimized for conversions. Now, of course, like I said, this is a dummy website. There's a few bugs here. Like this shouldn't be like this. I'm not gonna release the story if it looks like this. The search bar should be wide like that. Now, I'm sure some of you will be like, "Oh, what does that even matter?" But you really want to deal with these little flaws. These are the things that divide a store that's making $10K a month to the stores that are making $500,000 a month. These little things. Let's see. I have here like a lot like reviews. I have here a discount code at the bottom. The Visa, American Express, MasterCard. What else? Oh, another thing that I really like. That it's. Let's see if it works here. I think. 1 second. I'll open Safari because I'm having problems. 1 second. I'll show you. This is something that actually increased my conversions by a lot. So if we're going to go into ninjadeals.net here, is the guaranteed safe checkout. Now this thing I coded. I actually paid a developer like $10 to just put this underneath the button. It's amazing to see that it's amazing that a customer actually goes into your website and before he adds to cart, he actually sees this below. It just gives them that one more point into the trust factor. So I recommend having something like this with like the PayPal, with the Powered by Stripe, whatever payment gateway you're using, with the credit card symbols. It can really increase your conversions. I actually noticed a good amount of percentage that increased in my conversions just by adding this little image. So again, you want to have your website looking the best on mobile. It's so important because, like I said, your website will be shown 90% of the time to mobile. Don't want to update now. Logo as well. Don't be lazy. Don't be cheap. Go pay a designer $5 on Fiverr to get you a logo, even $10 sometimes, and really have a logo that looks nice, that looks professional. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have done that, so I'm not going to elaborate on that. Now the next thing is apps. Now the apps are actually the bread and butter in a good percentage of your revenue, because this is what divides a customer from going out and going into your store and purchasing for $10. It makes a purchase for $20. This is what makes that person that didn't buy your product to come back and buy it again, because there are so many amazing apps, and these options weren't available to us a few years ago. But today it's so simple to increase our revenue by just downloading a few simple apps. Now what I want to go over is really show you the apps that I really recommend for every store, especially beginner stores, and I'm going to show you the way I configure them as well. So the apps that I 100% think that are necessary are the, first of all, Abandonment Protector app. This is an amazing app. It sends an email to customers that actually go into your checkout page and don't finish the checkout. Their dog ran out, their baby started crying, their wife called them. It doesn't really matter. We have a very, very short attention span, and it's totally natural that people want to buy a product and then they just forget about it. They just close the app and they move on with their life. But we can actually save those purchases by sending a abandonment cart email telling them, hey, I noticed you have a you forgot something in your cart. Come get it before it's no longer available. So that's a really, really amazing app. It sends an email to a person once when he goes in and doesn't finish the purchase. I'm going to show you exactly how I do it, how I configure it as well, because this is something that I think is extremely important. I don't really have the templates now, but I really want to show you the templates as well. So I'm actually going to send them over to Dan, and he'll share it in the group. But what I want to show you is actually the settings that I use. Now, of course, the important settings is the timeout. That's the timing for the emails. I send 3 emails. So what do I mean by 3 emails is I send one email 30 minutes after the person exited the checkout. I send another email 24 hours after they exited the checkout, and then I send another email 72 hours after they exited the checkout. Now the first one I send so fast is because I want to get them while they're still hot. So if, for example, they were about to purchase and they exit, 30 minutes they'll come back and they'll still be interested in the product. So I want to hit them there so they go back and buy it when they're still interested in the product. If they don't buy from this email, no worries. I send them another one 24 hours later. 24 hours later because I let them rest on it. They had a good amount of time to think, and then I send them another email in 24 hours. And if they still don't buy, I'll send them another email 72 hours after. After 3 days that they haven't seen any emails, I'll send them this. And above all that, I'm actually going to attach a discount code to that email. So, for example, hey, you have 24 hours left to finish your purchase. Use discount code LAST24 to get 20% off. Don't miss out. So this email is usually a closer, because not only am I telling them, listen, you have only 24 hours before your product is gone, but I'm telling them that you can get 20% off discount for your whole cart if you use this coupon code. So that's extremely powerful. For those of you that don't have this app, I really recommend to download it. It's an amazing, amazing app. It's only $8 a month as well, so it's literally paying for itself the first few hours that you download it. Next app is Boost Sales. Now, Boost Sales is something that I recommend only to people that are already making a good amount of revenue. I'd say about $200, $300 in revenue a day, because this is actually how you're going to upsell your customers in a very elegant and subtle way. There's so many upsell apps out there, and I'll be completely honest with you, I literally hate 95% of them because they're just pushing down offers down the customer's throat. And I'm not only telling you that as, oh, I hate it, I'm not going to use them. I actually tested so many, and I've noticed that a lot of them have actually reduced my conversions. Boost Sales does it in a different way. It actually shows them the product that they were buying. That if they, let's say, for example, add to cart a product, it actually shows them products that they should buy with it, but in a very subtle way, in a very elegant way, without pushing anything, without telling them, wait, before you go, try this. It's a really, really subtle way, and this increased my order value by so much. From a store that was making $20 per order on average, it increased to about 37, literally overnight, just by using this app. It's pretty expensive. I think it's about 50 between $70. So I recommend for people that only have a certain amount of sales, at least $200, $300 in revenue a day, to use this app. Google Shopping, you want to use Google Shopping because this is how you're actually going to synchronize your store with the Google Shopping, Google Merchant account. And this is how people are actually going to find your products on Google Shopping. And we're going to use this to future create catalogs for retargeting, for dynamic product ads. For those of you who don't know what dynamic product ads are, we'll go into that as well later on in the workshops. But you want to have Google Shopping installed into your store. Verify, amazing, amazing, amazing. Just a simple timer that creates urgency in the sale, that as well increases conversions by a lot. You decide, you put, for example, you put a product, you put a timer on that product, you say 24 hours to that product, and that 24 hours just counts down. Like sell ends in, and it shows the customer a 24 hours timer below the add to cart button, and after it finishes the 24 hours, it restarts. This as well increases urgency and increases conversions. Oberlo, I don't know what I would have done, or what my VA would have done, more correct to say, without this app. This literally saves you about 90% of your time. It uploads products from AliExpress to your store in a very, very fast and efficient way. You don't have to do it manually anymore. Oberlo does it for you. Of course, you pick the products to upload, but the most amazing thing that it does is that it actually fulfills orders in a second. You don't have to go in and manually type in the address. It actually does it for you. This is insanely amazing. So if you don't have Oberlo, I really recommend you use that. And as well, it actually can update prices if the supplier changes the price. Receiptful as well is something that I strongly, strongly recommend. I'm pretty sure most of you have Receiptful. So if for those of you who don't, go now and download it, because this is a free app that shows your customers an amazing, well-designed receipt and actually upsells them on more products. Now, I actually want to go over that receipt and show you how I configure my receipt, because this has generated me a good amount of money, and that's a lot thanks to these receipts, because this is really the first thing that the customer sees when they purchase a product from you. So, yeah, okay, templates. Let's see if I already configured it. Okay, yeah, so here I didn't put the my new logo, but of course you want to do that. Yeah, I won't do that now, but you want to have your own logo. Now you can decide what to put here. You can put here a discount code, you can put here upsells on the product, you can put, of course, the receipt. What I like to do is I literally like to put the receipt at the very bottom. Okay, I don't care. They will see the receipts no matter what. So it doesn't matter if it's on the top or if it's on the bottom. So I'd rather put it on the bottom and show them products that they would like to buy. First thing, they open this receipt. This is the first thing that they see: is products that are related to the product that they just bought. Extremely efficient. It's amazing how many purchases I got from this little suggestion. And after that, I immediately give them a discount coupon. So think about it. They go into the receipt, they see this, these two products, and then, oh, cool, interesting. And then they go down a little bit more, and boom, they see that discount. That usually closes them and say, oh, cool, I love these products, and I'm getting a discount as well. And of course, the app generates discounts for you. So I usually like to give them a 15% discount or 20% discount, sometimes in the next 2 weeks, sometimes in the next 24 hours. But I can't emphasize enough how much I think this is important. Let's see. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Back to where I was now. Pixel Perfect is actually what we're going to use to install our Pixel. Now, this is what I use to hardwire my Pixel into the code of my store. I told you before not to use the Shopify implementation because I like to use Pixel Perfect because this is what I use. This is how it actually drills it into the code of your store, and the tracking is amazing using this, the optimization is amazing using this, and it has so many different options with it as well. So we're going to go over that, and I'm going to show you exactly how I'm going to do it. It's pretty simple, but just to make sure, of course, you have your ad manager, pixels. 1 second. Let's see. So yeah, you're going to go into it, and you're going to go into pixel settings, and you're going to put your pixel ID here I haven't created a pixel here yet, but you're going to put the pixel ID here, and you're going to enable product ID. Here, you're going to pick I do not have consent unless you have consent. Now, this is a feature that isn't really that important, so I'm just going to move over. Send each product and include each data in your Facebook catalog feed. That isn't really necessary. Second, this is actually a new thing that has been updated into the theme. Enable niche custom event pixel. Yeah, it's not really necessary, and we're not going to use it anyway. Now, order value you want to pass order total, which is order plus shipping. So this is actually going to pass in the amount of the total amount of the conversions. Total, like for example, if a customer bought a $5 product and then paid $4 for shipping, $9 would move over to Facebook, and you're going to see the conversion value, not only how many purchases that ad gave you, but the amount of money that ad generated, which is amazing. Here you want to assign an on or off depending if your store has an Ajax card or not. An Ajax card is when it doesn't move over to the cart page when a customer clicks add to cart. It's when like a cart slides from the side. You want to check that out and see what you have. Google category, you want to set the right category. I'm not saying the specific category, but just like an overall choice. Now, of course, we're going to use a general store. So what I use as a general store is usually apparel and accessories. But if you have a niche store, of course, you want to go and choose that, and you want to go, of course, and click Save. Now, I want to check something. And see. Yeah. So we're going to go to Feed Settings now. And we're going to go over and see if there's anything important. Here, product variants. Here you want to leave this blank. You don't want to enable this, you want to leave this blank. Because if you enable this, what's actually going to happen is that your variants are actually going to be assigned per product. We don't want that. We want a product. If a product has a lot of variants, that's actually one product. Same thing for here. And the rest is just categories that aren't really related anyway, but the only thing that matters is actually implementation of the pixel. Okay, very, very simple. Use this. Don't use the Shopify implementation. I've noticed a big difference actually using this over the Shopify implementation. And we're going to go over to the last app, which is Simple Order Status. Now, this is a very, very simple app. What it does is it just has basically a page where people can track their order. It builds up trust on your website, first of all, because when a customer comes in and they see that, oh, there's a way to track the order here, then they're more likely to buy. It just adds more points to that trust factor. And as well, it will save you so much email and so much customer support when a customer can actually check their order status without sending an email. So once you're done with that, you'll usually just get a page that's going to be established called order status, and then you just add that to the navigation. Okay, it's going to look something like this. Click here, you see the track order. Boom. Order number, email address. Really, really efficient, really, really professional. And that's it with apps, actually, guys. That's the 8 apps that I strongly recommend every store to have. Now, when you're actually having these apps, your foundation for all the outsourcing of different things is pretty much set up. So you have the timer, and you have the upsell, you have the receipts, you have the pixel set up, you have the fulfillment set up. Everything is really on the highest level. So these are I really recommend these apps. Now, setting of the foundation. The next step here is really to set up the pages so they are the most professional and they are in the highest level, like all the other things. So we have an About Us page, we have an FAQ, we have shipping, we have a return policy, and we have a few more. So very fast, I'm actually going to go over that and show you how I do my About Us page. Now, some of you might think that the About Us page isn't something that's really important. But you gotta understand that that's the only way for a customer to read, to really understand who is behind the store. That's what divides us, the store, from a store that has a human behind it. It gives your store consciousness. It literally gives your store consciousness, and it's not just a store that doesn't have any explanation. It literally has a conscious human being behind that store. So when people read that About Us page, they feel more connected to the store. So I'm gonna show you how I do that. So I'm going to go into the About Us page. Now, this is the About Us page that I use for general stores. It might be different if you have a niche store, but this is what I do for general stores. So basically, for me, the general store, like I said, it's like a best deal store, okay, discount store. So welcome to Ninja Deals, your #1 source for finding the best deals online for the lowest prices. A brief explanation of the store. At Ninja Deals, we provide superior service, competitive pricing, and quality merchandise for all your day-to-day shopping needs. How are we able to charge these prices, you ask? We work directly with the manufacturers, so there is no middleman in the process, and this way we can offer our merchandise at extremely low prices, but make sure you act fast, because the prices and products on Ninja Deals change on a daily basis. We aren't called ninjas for nothing, just adding a little bit of humor in there. At Ninja Deals, you'll be sure to find gifts for everyone on your gift list, or buy something nice for yourself. As well, I'd put something like this just because Christmas is coming up, so just to implement some ideas into the customers' heads. And if there is something special you are looking for but can't find it on our site, please let us know by filling out our contact form on the Contact Us page. Thanks for visiting us. We hope you enjoy your shopping experience at Ninja Deals. So, very simple. I show them that the products are deals change on a daily basis. I show them that the prices change on a daily basis. So that adds a little bit of urgency to the sale, to the website, and a little bit of humor, a little bit of human. That's a good word for it. It just makes the site more conscious. Okay, that's why I really, really recommend that you invest some time in an About Us page. The next thing that I'm gonna go over here. Yes, so I don't have an FAQ page here, but you'll want to have an FAQ page just to go over the most frequently asked questions. Now the next thing will be the shipping. Now, here of course it depends on what you deal with, what products you deal with, but basically for me it's apparel. I work with a fulfillment company in the United States that ships my products in the US, so I just assign a regular shipping description for regular apparel, because it literally takes a few days for the product to arrive at the customer. And other merchandise, which is usually AliExpress items. I'm not hiding anything here, guys. Even if your product takes a long time, you don't want to hide it, and you want to be transparent about it, and you want to have the customer know that the shipping takes time. I'm not telling you to put the shipping times on the product page, but you want to have that page on your website. So if it takes 2 to 6 weeks, you want to write down that it takes 2 to 6 weeks. Of course, I always like to do, just to not make them extremely terrified that it will take that long, I always like to do like a lower amount of time for the product to arrive, even though it's going to take a little bit more. And then I'm going to write down, but please allow up to, due to high demand. So that's what I do. Of course, you want to have a returns policy, very, very simple. For me, we will only accept returns only if a mistake was made on our side, defective product, wrong size. And the reason I do this is because I'll usually be okay with the supplier. If there's a problem with a mistake, I'll usually contact the supplier and they will be okay to either refund or send out a new product. And then all items must be returned, unused and unworn. Now, this isn't really important because they'll usually not return the product, but the thing is, the reason I write this down is so the customers, they see that it just takes some physical activity and some mental effort to do that return. So a lot of them will just back down and not do the return. But I'll write that down, and I'll write this down so they understand how it works. And they also cannot be tampered with or damaged by a cat, dog, turtle, goat, dragon, or any other mythical creature or order. Trust us, will know. Yeah, just like a little bit of humor. And if the worst has happened, you'd like to do a return, please send us an email at support@d00Dz.com. Very simple. You really want to be transparent with this, guys. You want to have your shipping page. You want to have your returns page. You don't really want to hide anything. Now, I'm pretty sure I finished with the basic foundation. And if you listen, then you're going to implement all I told you about the apps and the pages and how to set up your theme and how to set up the design. You're going to have a really, really well-designed store. You're going to have a store that is built on the highest level. So really the next thing is just to bring in traffic. When you're sure about your store and when the store looks good, ask some people about it. Get some confidence, because we tend to develop a bias on how our store looks. And we're like, oh my god, this looks amazing, even though it might look like shit. So you want to ask people about your store. You want to see what they say. Don't trust your own intuition. I always let about 5 to 10 people see my store before I release ads to it. But if you follow these steps and really go over it like that, you should have a store on a very high level. Okay, so I want to see now, I think I can see if you have any questions that I can go over.
Ben, I just want to say thank you so much, because this stuff is absolutely awesome that you're sharing with everybody here right now. So yeah, guys, what I want you to do in the last few minutes that we have Ben here, I want you guys to go ahead and just ask any questions, any comments or concerns that you have. So this is one of those moments where I say to everybody, speak now, forever hold your peace, because again, you have somebody here who's willing to help you live. So I would utilize every single minute that you have. This is stuff that you're paying for, so why not utilize it to the fullest capability? So go ahead and ask away. Again, Ben, thanks a lot for sharing this and helping everybody out.
Sure, of course. Are you gonna tell me the questions, or can I see them myself?
Oh, you can't see the questions right now?
1 second. Yeah, okay, I see them.
Okay.
Got it. See the speed. Okay. Structure. Screen, 1 second. Okay, I got a few here. Okay, so a lot of these questions are basically related to things that I didn't talk about in this video, and a lot of them I'll actually answer in the future. So for example, talk about pixel events. I'm going to do that on my Facebook ads workshop, so there's no reason for me to go over that. So I just, let's see. Okay, so Natalie asked, so you don't recommend shipping time 2 to 3 weeks on the product page? It's not that I don't recommend that, it's that there's no reason to put it on the actual product page, because legally, as long as it's on the website, not hiding somewhere, but on the website, a shipping page that is easily accessible, then it's okay. I don't see a reason to put the shipping times on the actual page. You can do that if you want to really minimize customer service, you really want to minimize emails, but you're going to reduce your conversion rates by a bit. Because a lot of people, they order, they're not aware of the shipping time, but if they ask, okay, where's my product, it's been 5 days, and you tell them about the shipping time, they'll usually be okay with that. They'll usually be like, oh, okay, I didn't know. And you actually tell them, please refer to our shipping page, and they'll be, oh, sorry, I didn't notice that. So I won't say that you should put the shipping times on the actual product page.
I agree with this actually. I actually want to just quickly input over here. Sorry to cut you off, but something that I started doing was I have an FAQ page. So it's pretty much the FAQ page is what I call like a little safety for disputes for me. Because if somebody disputes, I say, well, you didn't refer to our FAQ page, which talks about shipping, talks about returns, a lot of different things. And all you have to do is have an FAQ page and link it in your footer, and it pretty much has you covered.
Yeah, exactly. As long as it's on the FAQ page, you're not doing anything illegal here. You're open. You're not transparent. You are transparent. Sorry. So if you put it on the FAQ page, that's good enough. Darren asks, how many products do you suggest starting with? Now, this is a very very good question because it really depends on how much time you want to invest here. But the thing is, the more products that you start with, the better. What I like to do, and I'll actually elaborate more on that on my next workshop, but what I like to do is I like to have at least about 3 products in 5 different niches. And this is after extensive amount of research that we're going to go over in the next workshop. But after I have I have 3 products in about 5 different niches that I'm really, really proud of and I really see potential in, I'll usually go with that. Because I'm actually testing 5 different niches here and I'm testing 3 products in every niche. I'll usually test 3 different products. So I won't test, let's say, 3 different types of necklaces. But I'll test, let's say, a necklace, I might test a bracelet, and I may test like some sort of gadget or something like that. So I recommend to at least start with a, first of all, on your store. Don't be afraid to have a lot of products, but if we're talking about sending ads, then I would recommend to start with about 15 products, which is about 3 products in about 5 different niches.
So let me just quickly input something. I see some questions. Is this recorded? Is this in the members area? Yes, we're recording this and it will be in the members area for you to go ahead and rewatch with all the other workshops that Ben is doing as well.
So what Shopify plan do I recommend? Sam asks that. Just use the cheapest one. There's no reason to invest any money in a more expensive plan if you're not making that money. So once you're actually good at getting a good amount of revenue, then you want to move on to a different plan. Like I think the $30 plan is the basic one, and the $70 plan actually gives you really informative reports. But you don't really need those reports until you have something in those reports. So once you're making a good amount of money, you can move forward. But yeah, $30 literally enough. So here's another question by Darren. So use Pixel Perfect instead of putting the pixel inside of Shopify? Yes. Remove the pixel from Shopify. Make sure that there's no pixel installed anywhere else on your store and use Pixel Perfect. By the way, I'm not associated with Pixel Perfect or something like that. I'm just saying that it's really good because I really believe that it's good. It's a really good app, and it's deep. It hardwires your pixel into the code of your store, and it actually has it divides your products into catalogs. So it's actually two in one. Do I have to add collect sales tax in my Shopify store? This, of course, depends on your store and how it works with your country, how it works with your tax. Domestic. So, can you recommend any domestic dropshippers? If you go to AliExpress, actually, you can find you can filter there people that ship from the United States. So you have an option there actually to ship from the United States. Another website that I recommend, one second, I have it written down somewhere that actually, here we go. So there's wholesalecentral.com that does drop shipping from domestic drop shipping. 1 second, I'll actually paste that into the text so you guys can check that out. One second. Yeah, so you want to use that. You want to go into the website and check that out. It's another website that's full with suppliers, and a lot of them are actually domestic. But again, I use AliExpress and I drop ship from China. And sometimes if I see that a product is really, really working well, I'll bulk purchase a few hundreds or even over 1,000 to a fulfillment house in the United States, and they'll deal with the fulfillment of the products. Let's see what else. Yeah, so what if my pixel are already on my store? Yeah, you remove it and just use the pixel perfect, because nothing will really happen to your optimization. It's still the same pixel, so don't worry about that. So here again, a question about the ad objectives that I'm going to answer in the future. Now, a mobile-friendly theme. I'll be extremely honest with you. I haven't used the free themes in Shopify for so long, so I literally don't remember. But it's very, very simple to just go over and check it and ask people and see your competitors and see what they use. What I really recommend that you guys use is a website called What Theme. I think it's called What Theme. 1 second, let's check that. Yeah. So a website that's called whattheme.com. So you can actually paste. If you see a cool Shopify store and you're like, oh my god, I really like that theme. What theme is that? I wish I knew. You go to that website and you actually paste the URL, and it will most of the time give you that theme that they're using. Now, a lot of people use custom themes, so it cannot find that custom theme, but it's I've literally found dozens of themes that I really liked using that website. So I just bought Smart App. Can it be used instead of Oberly? You mean? Are you talking about the upsell app? Because I know Smart is an upsell app. Smart is a good app as well. I can recommend it. I think there's better apps that are more subtle, but I'm not going to tell you that you're going to have a huge difference in sales. They're both pretty good apps.
So I'm going to input on this. Again, an upsell is an upsell, no matter how you slice it. As long as the upsell process is there, you have it. Now, I don't know. I think, Sam, you're asking more so the auto fulfillment. I don't know if because I see you said overlay. I guess you meant overload. So yeah, there's a big difference in what both of them kind of do, and it's kind of elaborate for this workshop right now. But essentially, one of them just brings in products, imports it from AliExpress and whatnot, and helps you fulfill. The other one just fulfills for you. So the smart apps, I know a little bit about what goes on in there. I saw the reviews and whatnot. They actually asked me to promote it, but yeah, it's not at a stage right now that I would go ahead and willingly promote it. So that should kind of answer your question in regards to the smart app. If you want to get it, go for it. Sam, I know you have it. Again, like I said, I saw a brief overview. It doesn't really shock me as of right now. So I am not going to recommend it until there's some better features. Because essentially what it does is it opens up a new tab right next to your current Shopify store and takes all the information and does everything for you. So and you have to sit there and watch it do it for you, or you can sit there and watch it do it for you. So that really is something that I've noticed. And yeah, just my 2 cents on that because this is like the third time I saw it in the chat. So yeah, sorry Ben, just wanted to kind of interrupt and throw that in there.
Sure, no problem. Let's see what else. Cool, thanks. Great webinar. You kicked major butts. You're welcome, Carrie. Does upsell app provide similar user experience like ClickFunnels? I don't know exactly what you're talking about. I know ClickFunnels. I don't know about their upsells, but a brief explanation on what the Boost Sales by Beekeeping Upsell app does. When somebody orders, when somebody adds a product to cart, it basically pops up a window that shows them the product they just added to cart, and a button that says proceed to checkout. But below that, it shows them other products that are frequently bought together with this product, and then it shows them products that are related to that product. So the difference here between that app and different apps is that it's it's really subtle. So that's basically how it looks, and you can download it. You have, I think, like a 2-week free trial, so you can check it out as well. Hi Ben, thanks for the great information. In terms of the order confirmation emails, is there an app for this, or is this done via Receiptful also? Stephanie. Now, first of all, an order confirmation is sent automatically. Even without the Receiptful app, an order confirmation is sent automatically from Shopify. That's just a default email that Shopify sends. Receiptful just adds onto that another really, really nice receipt with the upsell. So that's that. So again, batter, I don't think I pronounced that right, but after all those settings, installation, we should start testing products. How many products we should test per day? So again, it really depends on the amount of work you want to put into it. Basically, the more products that you test, the faster you're going to find the winner, the faster you're going to make money. Basically, I test about 30 products a day, but again, my budget is pretty big. I don't mind spending $300 a day of testing. It depends on your budget. It depends on a lot of things. It depends on the amount of time you want to invest into this. Can you import reviews from AliExpress on your product page? No, you cannot do that. Also, remove any old style code from the Facebook pixel from your HTML. Yes, so if you guys have any code installed in your pixel, in your HTML, if you're going to use Pixel Perfect, then you want to erase that. So I know a lot of people have sometimes use Google Tag Manager, sometimes just install it into the theme.liquid, product.liquid, card.liquid. So if you're going to use Pixel Perfect, just remove it from there and install Pixel Perfect, because if you're not going to remove all these pixels, guys, you're going to have double fires if you're going to use Pixel Perfect. So really, really make sure that you're doing that correctly. Also, I started uploading with Expressify, and I'm wondering if it's an easy transition to Obello. Okay, so I don't have experience with Expressify. I don't know if it's better or worse than Obello, and I don't know how you can move the products to Obello. Sorry about that, but yeah, it's gonna be really difficult for you actually to move to Obello, because you're gonna have to actually upload the products again through Obello and remove it from your store. So you might want to just stay with Expressify. I'm pretty sure it does a very similar job. I'm doing print on demand and drop shipping Ali products on the same site. Would it be smart to just do free shipping on all products? I know you said you like to charge shipping because it looks better, but I thought it was just easier. What do you think for my situation? Is this the right decision? Now, again, the reason I'm actually charging shipping is not because it's easier, it's because I can get more money on my sales. So if you're selling your shirts now for $24 and you're not charging shipping, just reduce the price of your shirt from $24 to $20 and charge $4 shipping. I guarantee you that you're going to get more conversions. Because again, some people won't want to buy for $24, but they'll want to buy for $20, and then they'll decide to buy for $24 after they see the shipping, because they already invested. They accepted to buy it for $20, and they invested the amount of that few minutes to input all the information. So they'll most likely buy it for $24. Again, you can do free shipping on your products. I'm not going to tell you that it's a huge, huge, huge difference. What I'm explaining in this video and what I'm telling you is every one of these things are just going to give you a little bit more conversions, a little bit there, a little bit here. So you don't have to do everything that I say, but every little thing that you do adds up. How to form a product price for our sites. Lazar, so I like to always end prices on .95. I know people that do .99. I don't know. I feel like .99 is saturated. I cannot give you the most logical explanation because I haven't done a lot of split tests on the extensions. I actually read a lot of things about it, and I read that .95 works better than .99. .97 as well works pretty good, but I'm just used to .95. And I'd rather sell a product for $9.95 than $11. So if a product, let's say you want to sell it for $11, you'd rather just go below the 10 because there's a huge difference between $9.95 and $11, even though the difference is only $1. Are you going to talk about scaling Facebook ads? Yes, I am, in a future workshop. And yeah, I think that's it. In questions, nothing new here, a lot of questions that are about future workshops. So again, guys, for you that are asking questions about Facebook advertising, about scaling, about Pixel event, wait for that workshop. I promise you that you're going to learn so much and that a lot of these questions are actually going to be answered on that workshop.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Ben, for, again, coming out here today and giving us your time. It means a lot, and I'm happy that you were able to come in and help out inside the Ecom Dudes as well as being one of the coaches for this month. So, yeah, guys, so everybody just say thank you to Ben. As a matter of fact, let's go inside the Ecom group right now, Ecom Dudes group, and amazing. Give them a like over here. All right. To show your gratitude once I post this. If everybody can, just rush into that group right now and just give them a like to show some gratitude on the very first workshop that we have. Obviously, we have another few workshops left, and this information is awesome, Ben. So again, thank you so much. And guys, thanks for everybody who came out here today early in the morning with us. We're about an hour and 20 minutes in. And again, I'm really excited for everything that Ben is releasing and actually teaching. I actually learned a few things here as well, which is pretty cool. And it's always fun to invite people inside of Ecom Dudes as coaches because not only do I have prior knowledge as well, but I'm also learning all the time because everybody has different ways of learning things. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I went out and created Ecom Dudes because people like Ben and other coaches as well have different ways of doing things that you can always learn from. No matter what, it's always, always, always good to keep on learning and having more ways to do one particular thing inside of your arsenal. So you can literally just go out there and find what works for you and run with it. All right. So again, Ben, thank you so much for coming out here. It's been my pleasure to have you on here. And again, guys, look out for my email with the replay of this. Not only the replay, but I'm also going to be announcing the next workshop date that Ben and I are going to go ahead and talk about when we want to do it next. So again, thanks everybody for coming out here today. Ben, thanks again. We'll catch you very soon.